Hi, and welcome back to Basement Backgammon. On this episode, we're going to be looking at problem 16 of Bill Robertie's 501 Essential Backgammon Problems. This is an interesting problem, but before we get to it, a little bit about the board. The board we're playing on today is a Phillip Morris branded board. I'm not sure who manufactured it. It was probably manufactured in Europe in the 1970s. It was very common for cigarette and alcohol companies to sponsor backgammon tournaments, and a lot of branded boards were made with those companies on them. Phillip Morris, Marlboro, Merit cigarettes, Black and White Scotch, and a few others are pretty common. This one has 1 3/4 inch format. The checkers are very beautiful swirled acrylic in very deep blue. It's a very deep blue, almost black. We'll call it black and yellow, but it's a deep blue and it matches the colors on the board. And it comes with these dice and a small doubling cube, and has all the original parts. The board itself is not in the best shape, especially the outside, which you guys can't see. And the board itself is not incredibly well made. However, the checkers are really quite spectacular. So this is a nice little piece of history. But let's get to the problem. The problem at hand is that we are being asked, black in this case, is being asked to play a 5-3. In this situation, black has one man on the bar. He's got one man here on the 10 point, one blot on the 10 point, and yellow has a few blots scattered around on the 1 point, on the 9 point, and on the 17 point. So the question is, we have to play a 5-3. We have to bring our man in and then do something with the other number. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to decide. Pause if you need more time. This one is actually an interesting one. It seems obvious, but then again, there's choices to be made. So pause if you need more time. We'll come back in 10 seconds. All right, and we're back. So Robertie's answer for this is to hit. A lot of people would play the safe play, which would be 5 and the 3 down to cover your blot. And you've made kind of a priming structure, or at least you're trying to prime with some safe builders. But Robertie says the real answer is 5 and 3, bar 17 hit. And I tend to agree with him. Not I tend to agree with him. I do agree with him for a couple of reasons. But let's read what Robertie has to say about it. In the opening, you want to make points when you can and hit blots when you can. What happens when you can do both? Usually, given a choice between making a point and hitting a shot, you want to hit. Hitting accomplishes two things. It gains ground in the race and prevents your opponent from using his whole roll to make a point of his own. You might even get really lucky and have him stay out altogether, losing his whole turn. Here, the right play for black is bar 17 hit rather than bar 20, 13-10. So those are the two obvious plays, and he chooses to hit. So the answer is, if you can either make a point or hit, usually the right answer is to hit, because, as Robertie said, he's got to use part of his roll to come in. There's a chance he doesn't come in this case, a small chance, but sometimes there's other points here which make hitting even better. And he loses a bit of tempo because he's using half his roll to come in, and which means he only has one number, not two numbers, to either make a point or hit or do other things with his other checkers, his remaining checkers. Let's read what XG has to say about it. We'll be back in just a minute with that. And we're back with XG, problem 16. And black is here to play a 5-3. And black is on the bar. What to do with the 5-3. And the real problem, crux of it, comes down to, do you hit? Or do you come in on the 5 and cover your 10 point? Let's see what XG has to say. XG agrees with Robertie. Coming in off the bar and hitting on 17 is the proper play. I've done this variation with every variation of match play as well, and it's the same. Hitting is better than coming in and covering because you pick up tempo and you send another checker back and you escape a back checker. There's just a lot of things you do, and it's worth leaving the blot out on 10. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video series. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified of upcoming videos. We've got a video coming every single day. Thanks for watching.